How Naoya Inoue took revenge for disrespecting his father.
Get out of here, you'll regret getting involved with us.
Trash talk is common in boxing. Sometimes it's just show. Sometimes, pure hostility. But when family is disrespected, the fight goes beyond sport and turns into a personal mission. That's exactly what happened in May 2019, during the World Boxing Super Series semi-final, and the consequences were fatal for his opponent. Before the fight, an incident instantly raised the stakes. Shingo Inoue, Naoya's father, was standing nearby, watching the opponent's training. He simply wanted to capture the moment. But then a member of Emmanuel Rodriguez's team walked up and shoved him. It was a blatant act of disrespect. The father of the champion, the man who raised his son into a world-class monster, became the target of an arrogant gesture. And this time, Naoya saw it with his own eyes. The fight was no longer just a sporting contest, it had become a matter of honor. This fight took place on May 18, 2019, in the semi-final of the World Boxing Super Series, WBSS. The venue was the SSE Hydro in Glasgow, Scotland. At stake was the IBF World Bantamweight title, and the winner would earn a direct path to the tournament's final, where fighters were battling for the prestigious WBSS trophy and the status of one of the best boxers in the world at this weight. Naoya Inoue, at the time of the fight with Rodriguez, already had the status of a true boxing star. The Japanese fighter was nicknamed the Monster, thanks to his explosive power and ability to finish fights early. He made his professional debut in 2012, and within just a year he captured his first world title in the light flyweight division, 49 kilograms. In only his sixth professional fight, he defeated Adrian Hernandez to become the WBC world champion. Soon after, he quickly moved up in weight classes and in his eighth fight won the WBO title in the super flyweight division. One of his most famous triumphs came against Argentine veteran Omar Narvaez in 2014, whom he knocked out in the second round. It's worth noting that Narvaez had over 40 fights at the time and had never been stopped before, but Inoue destroyed him in spectacular fashion. In 2018, Naoya moved up to bantamweight, 53.5 kilograms, and immediately made headlines. In his very first fight of the World Boxing Super Series, WBSS, he knocked out British-Nigerian champion Jamie McDonnell in the first round. That knockout was a shocker for the boxing world. In the WBSS quarterfinal, he once again showed his destructive power, stopping former world champion Juan Carlos Peano in just 70 seconds. By the time he faced Rodriguez, Inoue had a flawless record, 17 wins, 15 by knockout, no losses. He was already a three-division world champion and widely regarded as the tournament favorite. Emmanuel "Manny" Rodriguez from Puerto Rico also entered the WBSS not as a mere participant, but as a dangerous champion. His career had a dramatic start. In his youth, he was involved in a serious car accident that caused severe burns and required a long recovery. Yet he returned to boxing and gradually built his path to a world title. In 2018, Rodriguez captured the IBF bantamweight title by defeating British fighter Paul Butler via unanimous decision. Butler was known as a technical and durable boxer, but Rodriguez dominated the fight. His next big challenge came against Jason Maloney from Australia, an undefeated fighter at the time. Rodriguez won by split decision in an extremely competitive bout. This victory demonstrated his resilience and determination. By the time he faced Inoue, Rodriguez also had a flawless record, 19 wins, 12 by knockout, and no losses. He was considered one of the top fighters in the division and a real test for the monster.
Naoya Inoue! Sanctioned by the British Boxing Board of Control.
Rodriguez, Puerto Rico.
Round 1. The fight begins. Inoue moves actively, trying to take control of the center of the ring. Rodriguez responds with counterattacks, attempting to keep the distance. Inoue throws a combination, but Rodriguez blocks most of the punches. Inoue tries to use his speed, but Rodriguez answers with powerful shots of his own. Both fighters trade punches, but neither gains a clear advantage. The round ends without a clear favorite. Round 2. Inoue starts aggressively, looking to finish the fight early. A powerful left hook from Inoue sends Rodriguez to the canvas. Rodriguez gets up, but he looks shaken. Inoue keeps pressing, landing a flurry of punches, and Rodriguez goes down again. Rodriguez rises once more, but appears tired and confused. Inoue lands another crushing blow, sending Rodriguez back to the canvas. The referee stops the fight, declaring Inoue the winner by technical knockout. Naoya showed the world that he would never allow anyone to insult his loved ones, and if they did, the payback would be brutal. Naoya has once again proven that he is a true champion, both inside the ring and beyond it. This victory marked Inoue's 18th professional win and his 16th knockout. It secured his place in the WBSS final, where he would face Donaire. Rodriguez, despite the loss, showed courage and technical skills, but ultimately couldn't withstand Inoue's speed and power. The fight once again proved that in boxing, personal grudges and motivation can turn sport into pure drama. Naoya Inoue cemented his status as one of the most dangerous fighters in the bantamweight division.
Wiping him out clean. He's too small for me. He's too short. Wiping him out clean. Wiping him out clean.
Tokyo, July 25, 2023, Ariake Arena. The city had been alive all week with anticipation. Posters of Naoya Inoue decorated every street corner, his face on billboards, buses, and shop windows. Restaurants had televisions tuned to pre-fight coverage, and newspapers called it the Battle of Tokyo. This wasn't just a boxing match, it was a national event. By the time fans poured into the Ariake Arena, the energy was electric. 20,000 voices echoed inside the dome, a thunderous choir chanting, "Inoue! Inoue!" over and over. Across the world, eyes were glued to screens. In Philadelphia, in London, in Manila, in Mexico City, fans tuned in to see whether the Japanese sensation could once again defy the odds. Inoue was already a 3-division champion, feared for his ruthless power. But this was different. He was stepping up to super bantamweight against Stephen "Cool Boy" Steph Fulton, an undefeated champion known for his slick boxing, composure, and iron discipline. Some called Fulton the stylistic kryptonite to the monster. Taller, longer, defensively sound, if anyone could cool the fire, it was him. As the fighters made their ring walks, the contrast was striking. Fulton walked slowly, head high, his team surrounding him with calm confidence. No nerves, no theatrics, just the aura of a man who believed he belonged here. Then the lights cut out. A drumbeat shook the arena, and the crowd erupted as Inoue appeared, walking toward the ring with the focus of a warrior. He didn't smile, didn't wave. His eyes burned forward, locked on the ring. When he stepped through the ropes, the building trembled. The introductions finished, the referee gave his final instructions. Both fighters touched gloves. The bell rang, and silence washed over the crowd. Round 1 was a study in nerves and respect. Fulton extended his jab, circling, trying to keep Inoue at bay. But within seconds, the first jab from the monster pierced through the guard, snapping Fulton's head back. The noise inside the arena exploded. Inoue feinted low, darted in, and landed another. Fulton composed himself, fired a counter, but Inoue slipped it with ease. The first round ended with Inoue landing the sharper shots, establishing the theme: speed, precision, control. Round 2 brought more urgency from Fulton. He threw double jabs, pushed forward, and landed a body shot that drew cheers from his corner. But Inoue answered instantly, ripping a left hook to the ribs that made Fulton grimace. The Japanese star began to vary his rhythm: jab upstairs, hook downstairs, right hand over the top. By the bell, Fulton's right cheek was already reddening. Round 3 turned the tide further. Inoue's jab was no longer just quick, it was punishing, each one popping Fulton's head back violently. Fulton tried to return fire with a combination, but Inoue slipped the first 2 punches and cracked him with a straight right that landed flush. The crowd roared like thunder, sensing the monster was settling in. Fulton backed up, blinking, his cool demeanor beginning to waver. Round 4 was masterful. Inoue's footwork was dazzling, pivoting, sliding just outside Fulton's reach, firing precise combinations. He jabbed, hooked, pivoted, and landed again. Fulton's output dropped as he tried to defend against the onslaught. When they clinched, Inoue dug short punches into the body, leaving Fulton shaking his head but unable to deny the damage. By round 5, Fulton realized he needed to fight back. He planted his feet, threw heavier jabs, and connected with a right hand that landed clean. The American fans watching at home cheered. But Inoue only grinned, nodding, before firing a blistering 3-punch combination: jab, straight right, left hook, that staggered Fulton backward. The crowd erupted again, drowning out even the commentary. Round 6 showed Fulton's bravery. He threw more punches, trying to re-establish control, but Inoue slipped inside and countered with shots so fast they blurred on screen. A right hand over the top rocked Fulton's head back, and the swelling around his eye worsened. The American was still standing, still composed, but clearly losing the battle. Round 7 was suffocation. Inoue now pressed forward relentlessly, doubling the jab, throwing hooks to the body that echoed through the arena. Fulton's punches lacked snap, his movement slowed. He pawed with his jab, but Inoue sliced through it, hammering home shot after shot. By the end of the round, Fulton's legs looked heavier, his guard weaker. The monster was circling. Then came round 8. The arena buzzed with nervous anticipation. Fulton backed into the ropes, jabbing desperately. Inoue feinted, drew a lazy jab, then unleashed a thunderous right hand that landed flush. Fulton froze. The follow-up left hook detonated like a bomb, sending Fulton crashing to the canvas. The crowd erupted in chaos. Fans leapt to their feet, screaming, crying, some even covering their faces in shock. Fulton lay still, then slowly pushed himself up at the count of 8. His eyes were glassy, his legs unsteady. The referee looked into his face, hesitated, then allowed it to continue. Inoue didn't wait. He charged forward, unleashing a savage flurry. Jabs, hooks, uppercuts, every punch landing clean. Fulton staggered helplessly, pinned against the ropes, arms hanging. The referee dove in, waving it off, pulling Inoue away. The monster roared, fists raised. It was over. Technical knockout, round 8. Naoya Inoue was the new WBC and WBO Super Bantamweight Champion of the world. A 4-division champion. Still undefeated. The arena exploded into a celebration unlike any other. Confetti rained down, fans wept, others sang, waving flags with Inoue's name. Commentators called it one of the greatest performances they had ever witnessed. Ringside journalists scrambled for words, some comparing Inoue to Manny Pacquiao, others daring to place him among the all-time greats. Across the ring, Stephen Fulton stood with his team, face swollen, heart broken.